Alright guys, welcome back to Addicted to Tinkering. I was working on my OBS Chevy here, doing ignition switch, but my puller won't work, so we're transitioning gears because this box showed up. So my plan is, that is a plate that goes on the front of this skid steer. This is my SDLL60. Just got it at auction. Super excited to play with it. But my plan is to take that mounting plate in that box and make it fit this old John Deere snowplow. I've had this snowplow, or just plow, I don't know that's necessarily a snowplow, for a very long time. It was on one of my wife's grandfather's lawnmowers, I think. But at one point I converted it to work on a Polaris 450 side-by-side, and we used the winch to make it go up and down. It worked pretty good. But the plan is to modify that to fit that plate so that it'll work on here. Just trying to see what I can figure out. All I have is some little Harbor Freight welder, and we'll see what we can make work. So we'll get to it. Alright guys, so as things normally go, we are on to our first issue. This plate, it doesn't fit, and that's just typical how stuff goes on when you buy random stuff on Amazon. So like that lines up, and I feel like if I can get it to slide over enough, let's see if we can't get this to drop right here. All right, so there, it's just not quite. Man, it might not be as bad as I think it is. I think if I just trim these corners off right here with the grinder. See how that's and the lighting's really bad. See how that's hitting that little piece right there, and then you can see it better right there. It's hitting. So I think I'm going to try grabbing the grinder, just knock those off, and then see if that will allow it to sit flush. First I'm going to get this centered up, and we'll see what happens from there. Take you guys in here. Alright, so these white lines, that's what we're gonna cut out. We'll see if it fits after we cut that out. Alright, so we got the width pretty much perfect. It's the height. So dang, it's so hard to see the light behind. You can see, maybe you can't. Well, we gotta go up about another ½ inch, and it should sit pretty much flush. So it's working out good. It's working out good. We just gotta go a little higher, and then we'll take a grinder. We'll smooth all this out. Then the plate will be good, and then we have to figure out how to attach that to it. So. Alright, for this. So as you can see, let's see here, we notched it. Now that pin sits in there flush. Both sides, pretty much nailed it. So that fits in there nice and tight. I will say, for trying to get it in, like there's not a whole lot of wiggle room. Like this is really close. So whenever lining it up, pretty much gonna have to be just perfect. But I'd rather have it tight than loose, so we'll keep moving on, see what we come up with. So this plate, I want to say it was like $57, I think, on Amazon. It's a dingo plate. A little bit of trimming, no big deal, and that she fits. About to clean up the front. There's no way to weld to that because it's all oily. So we'll have to do some brake cleaning and clean all that up. But I appreciate them oiling it because otherwise it'd be all rusty and nasty. So yeah, let's I'm gonna get this thing apart. Maybe we'll back this up into the light so you guys can see better. But we'll have to figure out how we're gonna get that on here. See what we can come up with here. So it looks like, and again, I did this long time ago. Took these two big pieces of angle and then welded a brace across the top of them, it looks like. And then these two pins. But I also drilled holes, you can see it down there in the bottom. So without cutting this, I don't think there's any way to get it off. And I'm trying to decide whether I really need it off. I think it's just another failure point though if we don't take it off. Because again, this would mount, I would bolt this to the front of the side-by-side to a off-road bumper for the side-by-side that we bought, and then the winch would hook to this eyelet here and it would pick it up and drop it for the snowplow. But I'm looking at it, and as it articulates like that, I don't know that I even want it to do that because I can get all the articulation I want out of the tilt of that. But I do want, it has the ability with this pin here to angle, and I still want to retain that. So I almost think what would be best to do is maybe pull this cotter pin. I feel like I won't be able to weld that strong. I think what I'll do is I will pull this off and then use this as a way to weld it to the dingo plate. I feel like that would give me the strongest welds because I can do up and down both sides. And then we can just pin this at the angle we want, and then that way I'm not trying to weld to a rounded surface because I am not the best welder. I mean, I've just dabbled in it a little bit, so I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to work on getting this off, and then we'll slide this over there to the dingo plate. Let's try and center it up, and then throw a few tack welds on it, and then check it out and see what happens. So you can see those two lower pins went in these holes. The two upper pins went in there. Why I built it that way, I'm sure I had a reason. I don't know. But now I got some scrap metal for our son to play on. I just feel like, hold on. So my plan, you know, to weld there and there on both sides, inside and outside. But this distance, I mean, I guess it was designed to be on the lawnmower that far out, that you know, distance. And someone deemed that stamped metal is you know, strong enough to hold it. And it's heavy, but I don't know, I just feel like that needs to be triangulated maybe on the plate, and maybe that's something we do. I don't know, because again, I don't need this. They may not have done it because they wanted the articulation, the tilting. I don't need the tilting because I can tilt with this. So once we get this welded onto the plate, it we might triangulate it a little bit. I don't know, we'll see what we can do. This is pretty cool. I think this is gonna work good though. And I've seen these plows on Facebook Marketplace for like $100. Now this one I already had, but I do have, like I said, $57 or whatever in that plate. But if someone that wanted to put in a little bit of work, you could have potentially have a plow for 150 bucks, under 200 bucks, we should say. All right. Here's my plan. So as you can see, that lines up there. So I'll pull the grinder, clean the edges, and then same on this side. So that lines up there. So we'll throw a couple good sturdy tack welds on there. We'll test it out, and then if it's good, then we'll bomb it in. Yeah, and then I'll have to figure out how to make this. I mean, we probably use one of these holes and it'll probably be fine, because like I say, you can tilt these, so I'm sure it'll be fine like this. Turn this off for a second. Alright, now, as I said, I'm not the best welder. These are simply tacks, but so put tack there, and a tack there, and it's getting dark out. You guys can barely see anything. And same there. And then the same on that side. So I'm gonna mount it to this plate, lift it, and hope that those are strong enough to hold it for now. So we'll see what happens. And then if those are good, then I'm gonna just bomb them in. I guess it wasn't strong enough. We'll have to try it again. Need to turn my heat up, I guess. Alright, so I know it's getting dark, you guys can't hardly see anything. What I did this time, I left a little gap, you can kind of see it. That way I could feed the wire under there and pull it out. Like I said, I am no master welder. These tacks are holding. I'm going to go and bomb it in. For now, that bolt's going to hold that there. And then we'll see what we can do. I mean, it's holding and it's on there. So I guess I should have said, like, the whole point is, yes, we can move snow with it, but I need to do some trenching out there and run a pipe over into this yard. And while this thing digs good, okay, and it has a blade on the front, trying to backfill on it is a pain in the butt. This, with it being able to angle, I could just drive and like push it back in there. So that's kind of the idea behind this. And I already had it laying around. It's a fun project. It's so dark out. This is an hour and 16-minute video right now, and I haven't edited anything. So, but as you can see, wait, is there a way to? Oh, there we go. Is that auto? It's on there. The weld's on. Look, we got to add some paint. John Deere plow, probably a, if I had to guess, an 80s. There's a plaque on here. I don't know what year. If I had to guess, I'd say something probably from the 80s or 70s. But she's on there, and it just costed that like $57 plate. So appreciate you guys watching. Consider subscribing. I like to do things like this all the time. I just built myself a home cloud. I wish I would have recorded that. Solar system, go watch the Finch Charger solar system. We'll be working on the C10. I want to order a complete QA1 or Alden American coilover suspension for that. You guys saw the OBS. We're doing that. I need to do some stuff with the mini excavator. And then I want to go to the auction and get some more of these things and maybe try and sell them. So those are things that are coming down the line. And I hope you guys come back and watch again, and we'll talk to you next time. See you later.